Hey everyone, this is Meg from SavingOnTheEssentials.com. This week we're going to be talking about shopping with a plan. We want to learn how to plan out our shopping trips and know what we need, what we're going to buy to shop effectively and efficiently in order to slash that grocery budget. A lot of people will just go into the store and throw random items in their cart. They'll spend maybe $100, $150 at the grocery store. They'll get home and they don't have anything to cook for that week. So we're going to talk a little bit about preparing to shop this week. What I do when I get ready to go grocery shopping is I always shop my cabinets first. I look in our cabinets, I look in our pantry, and I see what we already have on hand. A lot of people will have things in their cabinets for months on end and not even realize they still have it while they're going out and buying more of the same item. So you want to make sure that you keep your cabinets clean and tidy, where you know what's in there and what you have on hand that you can use. You don't want to go to the grocery store and keep buying things that you already have, because that's obviously not saving you money. So I will always shop my cabinets first, and then I'm going to look at my sales items, what's on sale at Kroger and what's on sale at my local grocery store. We talked about shopping the sales last week, and so what I will do is I will look and see what's on sale, what I think are good prices, and then I will look and see if there are coupons to go with them. And when I look at these items, I look and see which items will complement what I already have at home. So that's a little bit where menu planning comes into this. We're going to talk about that later on in this series, how that can help you save money. But for right now, just know that you can use, if you have noodles, pasta noodles, in your cabinets, and you have 4 or 5 boxes, you can make spaghetti this week with Hunt's tomato sauce on sale. Or you can make chicken spaghetti, and something like that. You want to get to where you're not having to buy every single item that you're going to cook with that week. That is where you run your grocery bill up and you're going to spend more. Obviously, you're going to have an occasional item or meal or dessert or something you didn't plan on. You're going to have to run out and get the ingredients. That's okay. Right now, we're just trying to focus on lowering our grocery budget so that we can save as much as we possibly can. I always recommend shopping with a list. What I do is I make myself a spreadsheet on Excel where I can list the item I want, how many of them I want, their price, what coupon I'm using, or the value of the coupon I'm using, and how many of those I'm using. And then at the end, it does my running total. I always try to shop with a budget in mind. We're going to be talking about budgets a little later on. But most people these days usually shop with a budget in mind. If you don't, you should. So we're going to talk about that later. But I always try to keep a running total so I know how much I'm spending. I don't like getting to the grocery store and my total being $80, which is twice our goal per week. But some weeks you're going to do that. You may have guests coming over, stuff like that. It's not a firm rule to constrict you, but rather it's actually to free you, because when you shop with a plan and you know what you're going in to do and how much you're going to spend, you're not worried about, am I going to have enough money to cover this when I get to the checkout line? So you want to make sure, I recommend, just keeping a running total. Keep tabs on how much you're planning to spend. That way it takes off not only a lot of stress, but it also helps you plan for the things you need. If you are only spending $20 and then you have something else that you really want, you can get that because you know exactly how much you're spending. So knowing how much you spend really frees you up to let you have more wiggle room in your budget. Last week we talked about shopping at more than one store. If you're ready to go for that, that is great. I shop usually I usually have one store that I shop at pretty much every week or every other week, depending on the sales. And then, if there's a sale at another store that's really good, I will buy and snag that too. All of our stores, I have 5 stores within about a 10-minute radius of our house, so I can go and shop at different stores. Now, if you live out in the boonies and you only have 1 to 2 stores right there and you have to drive an hour to go to another store to get 4 or 3 boxes of cereal, that's not really going to be worth it because gas has gotten so high. So you have to think about things like that. just to help keep your bill lower. A lot of stores will have what they call loss leaders. Loss leaders are you have to be careful with loss leaders. We have a local grocery store that will often have ground beef on sale for somewhere between $1.60 and $1.40 a pound. That is an awesome price for ground beef. I looked at Walmart the other day and theirs is over $2 a pound, closer to $2.40. So when my local grocery store has it on sale for less than $1.70 a pound, we go and stock up. We buy a month's worth of meat. Now, they'll usually have that sale. That's what their loss leader is, and it's a great, great sale. But they usually won't have anything else. They usually don't have any other good deals that I'm willing to buy. But this is their ploy to get you into the store to buy that loss leader, so you'll buy other things in their store. Don't be afraid to go into the store and only buy the loss leader. My husband and I have gone in and bought 30 pounds of ground beef and nothing else. It may seem funny, and you may feel a little bit inconspicuous in the checkout lane, but you know what? You're saving your family money. You're getting what you need, and it's on sale. They want people to buy it, so go buy it. You know, just make sure that you're careful to watch for that, and don't fall into that loss leader trap of, well, I'm going to go here and save 30 cents a pound of ground beef, and I'll just go ahead and buy the rest of my groceries over here. That's not going to save you a whole lot of money. Next week we are going to be talking more about budgeting. So I'll see you next week.